Hey guys, so we have some very passionate, motivated, inspired mental energy that's coming in today. There's actually a fusion sort of playing out between our mind, our emotions, and our energy, what we are actively engaging in. Mercury, Moon, Mars coming to a grand trine in air signs today, while simultaneously we also have the Sun in Virgo forming a trine to the North Node in the sign of Taurus as well. Some physical changes happening on the ground as a result of some type of inspired action or idea or perspective or conversation or interaction or something that we are learning or discovering or finding out at this period of time that is really showing us what we're passionate about, really showing us what we want to put our energy into, what we want to go after. And it's happening in a very fated, destined, divinely timed, divinely aligned way in the energy today. So paying very close attention today, you guys, to what is really lighting our fire. This is also the airwaves on fire generally, news, information, communication. Your phone may be ringing off the hook today. That is just the type of vibe that we have coming at us. So let's get into this chart and see how things may be unfolding for us on the ground today. Welcome back to my channel, you guys. Today is Wednesday, September 7th, 2022. My name is Aubrey, and this is your astrological outlook of the day. If you guys stick with me till the end of the report, I'm also going to be talking about some tarot cards that came out in correspondence with our astrology today, just to sort of tap the energy field from an additional modality to get a better read on what is going on. But let's start with our astrology, you guys. I personally am a very big fan of the energy that we have playing out today. Like I said, we have two trines going on. Trines are facilitating aspects. When we have trines playing out, honestly, things are just falling into place. We don't have to try, we don't have to struggle, we don't have to fight against anything. We don't have to try to make anything happen. We don't have to try to control an outcome. When trines are operating, things are just being universally facilitated, especially when we're dealing in trines being orchestrated with the North Node and the Sun as aspects of those trines. Now we have two energies, two of these trines playing out simultaneous to each other today, and one of them is the Sun in Virgo coming into the exact trine with the North Node of the Moon in the sign of Taurus, and of course we'll also be sextiling therefore the South Node of the Moon in the sign of Scorpio, as the North and the South nodes are always in an opposition. The North Node is destiny, the South Node is karma, the North Node is the path ahead, the South Node is the path that we have traveled and that we sort of need to move on from at this point in time in order to go through the path of growth and the experiences represented by the North Node. With the South Node in the sign of Scorpio right now, we are leaving behind a lot of the toxic attachments and psychological complexes, subconscious programming of the past that has kept us out of a state of true self-empowerment and recognition of our authentic potential, our authentic gifts, our resources that we hold within us, represented by the sign of Taurus, which is where the North Node is right now. And it's through this process of release from the past and the places we've been surrendering our power out of any lack of recognition of the truth of the value and the resources and the potential we hold inside. This is what the North Node positioned in the sign of Taurus is trying to teach us. This is what we're learning next. This is what we're growing into. We are recognizing our authentic potential, our authentic talent, the resources that we hold inside, and we are learning how to grow them, how to cultivate them into something that can stabilize our material world around us. The sign of Taurus, this is a sign of growth for the purpose of creating some type of comfort and abundance and stability on an earth-based material plane. So the North and the South nodes in the sign of Scorpio and Taurus right now are representing to me a karmic detox away from a lack of recognition of the truth of our own power, essentially, which we are tapping into, cultivating, and using to fuel our growth, development, comfort, and abundance in the actual physical world, or earth sign, Taurus, as we go forward. That is what we are learning for this year and a half period that we have the South Node in Taurus, the North Node in Scorpio, or the South Node in Scorpio, the North Node in Taurus. And right now, in the context of that, we have the Sun in Virgo forming an exact trine today with that North Node. So the Sun, this is, what fuels us, what makes us thrive in this reality. This is also our character, and it represents the collective human spirit, essentially, coming into this very facilitating aspect with that destiny point, with that next phase of growth, with that what we're developing into essentially at this period of time and the path that we are walking going forward. It's the trajectory ahead. facilitating. Universe today in this energy facilitating by what is happening actually in our lives, these earth sign energies. When planets are activating in earth signs, things are generally like tangibly happening. When they're activating in air signs, like we'll talk about in a minute, this is all about ideas. This is the mental realm. We're talking about fire signs. This is all about our passions. And when we're like, you know, our passions and what spurs us into taking action. We're talking about water signs. This is all about our emotions and our feelings. But when we're talking about earth signs, this is things like manifesting. This is like things like practically, like physically, tangibly happening. And so one aspect of this energy that's playing out today is this universal facilitation of things being realigned in a way that are conducive to that rediscovery of that potential within us and this next phase of growth in alignment with truly cultivating and rising into that and tapping the power that results from that, and therefore being able to detach ourselves from where we had been surrendering our power in the past out of perhaps any just need for external validation because we weren't recognizing that within that, you know, we held that within us. So that all being said, that is sort of like the context in which this other grand trine in air energy is happening simultaneously. This day is a day, just because of the position of the sun today, that is really facilitating our growth. Things are happening in a like a fated or a karmic or a more destined, divinely timed, divinely aligned way today. Like this is one of those days, you know, when they say like things happen in divine timing, like things happen in divine alignment. Like this is one of those days that is triggering divine timing and divine alignment. And it's in regards to, I feel like, this grand trine in air signs that's playing out. Now, the difference between just a regular trine that we have going on between the sun and the north node and a grand trine is taking into consideration 3 planets at the same degrees in the same element, okay? A regular trine is just 2 planets that are in the same element at the same degree, but we're missing the third, okay? But it's still creating that 120-degree angle that represents the trine. Now, a grand trine, this is bringing into effect all of the signs that are in that element, that are in that modality, and the planets are at right around the same degree range. Today, we are talking about a grand trine in the air element. The signs Aquarius, Gemini, and Libra are hosting our planets that are in this trine. Air is about thoughts, ideas, the mind, what's going back and forth, what we're saying, what we're thinking about. It also rules like short distance travel and stuff like that, transactions and like the media, news, information. But generally, I feel like this is just a busy, busy information day. Like I said, I mean, I feel like our phones are sort of going to be blowing up. Like we can't catch up with all the information that's coming to us. But because of the nature of the planets involved in this trine, I feel like it's also going to be like really inspiring us in one way or another in terms of the information that is coming through and sort of getting us on the same page with ourselves. And so in terms of choices, decisions, or some type of action that we want to take, bringing some type of clarity. Again, this is a very facilitated energy. Things are falling into place. This is like, especially with the sun and the north node going on simultaneously as well, this is like us receiving a crucial piece of information that we've been missing that brings everything together and makes it all make sense and like clears up our understanding of like what needs to happen next. This to me, this is energy of like the missing piece, or finally like getting the awareness that just like changes things for us in some type of a way. So, you know, very interesting in that regard as well. But this specific air trine, we're talking about the planet Mercury, we're talking about the planet Mars, and we're also talking about the moon. Now, the moon is what is causing this grand trine to come into effect, because Mercury and Mars have been in a trine, but Aquarius was the air sign that was missing a planet. But today we have the moon coming to the very degree range in the sign of Aquarius that is activating this air trine between Mars currently at 11 degrees of Gemini and Mercury currently at 9 degrees of Libra. The moon will be transiting, you know, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 degrees of Aquarius today, forming this trine. And We've been navigating Black Moon energy the past couple days, you guys. We probably were riding really high over the weekend, but something may have happened or not worked out, or our efforts may have been a little bit thwarted or something like that, like going into Sunday. Monday may have been a bit of a heavier vibe because we were in this Black Moon energy. Same with Tuesday. We had Black Moon going on, and we also had a Moon Pluto conjunction. This could have been bringing up some power struggles and just more of this like shadow energy, like looking into our own darkness, having to face maybe some of like our own inner demons and stuff like that. But literally, like by the time that we get to this Wednesday, like I feel like we are riding high. Whatever darker or more heavier emotions we may have been navigating over this past couple days with the Black Moon Pluto energy, we are likely to be feeling with this grand air trine coming through, re-inspired, reinvigorated, and just much, much lighter and more optimistic. This is a very like uplifting type of energy that is, it's just, and we have Jupiter there too. Like, yes, we have this grand trine going on in air signs, which is huge between Mars, Mercury, and the moon. You know, it's also great that we have the moon doing this because the moon, this is our emotions, this is our feelings, and Mercury, this is our mind, what we're thinking about. And so this is a fusion today between our feelings and our thoughts. Like they're on the same page. We're not fighting ourselves really internally much in terms of what we want to do, how we want to behave, how we want to act, and what is inspiring us, what is motivating us with this Mars energy coming through. Now, I will say this could definitely also be expanding potential for, you know, like jealousy or debates, arguments, disagreements could get sort of like a supersized vibe, feeling, infusion going on today as well because of this air energy. This could definitely also, if we're operating more out of like the lower octave of things, bring up like some nitpickiness and just some like spats and just people like you know, using the verbal artillery, I guess I could say. But because of the trine, like this is just generally a more positive energy, and we are really going to want to pay attention to the people that cross our paths, the information that comes to us, things we overhear, synchronicities. This is also, you guys, like very like epiphany, like flash of insight energy. Although, like the name of the game today, for sure, ideas, information, and communication. We may feel very passionate and very inspired to do something today in this energy or to take some type of big action today. This could also be a very creative energy. We may sort of be feeling like very, just like super inspired, super creative, super passionate, super motivated to start like working on something or taking action towards something or getting our ideas out in some type of way. Any type of writers, I'll tell you guys, any type of like, if you do like words for a living or have anything to do with the realms of communication, this is excellent, excellent, excellent energy for like getting some very highly creative, very good work done for sure. And Jupiter's there as well. Like I was saying, Jupiter is in a sextile to the moon. Jupiter is in a opposition to Mercury. Jupiter is in, I think, a sextile to Mars as well. Jupiter right now is in the sign of Aries. Yeah, Jupiter is acting as the midpoint between the moon in Aquarius and Mars in Gemini right now. And that is expanding this and blessing what's going on. It's like these ideas, what we're starting, what we're creating, what we're coming to in this energy, like it is meant to be, okay? And you know, just because something's meant to be doesn't mean that it's ultimately going to be like what you're doing forever. But whatever is happening now is a very important stepping stone or phase of growth, or it's just going to have like a very successful outcome, like a very bigger and better, honestly, than we could probably imagine at this point in time in this energy in terms of what we are, what is coming into creation, the ideas that are coming to us at this point in time. Big news, big information that uplifts us and also puts things back on track, realigns them in a positive way, things making sense, like I was saying, and falling into place. This is like things getting cleared up for us, like us finally getting like the answer that we've been needing, or the piece of information that we've been lacking, or like I said, like the piece of the puzzle that we haven't had in order to see the whole overall picture, like things coming into contact maybe as well, things falling into place. Like Excited to learn, see, and do something new and different for sure. This is also Mars and Gemini. This is inspired and motivated to learn something new. This is great energy to take any like new pursuit in education or to train ourselves in something, to learn a new skill for sure. Mars and Gemini is all about versatility and being like a jack of all trades. This is excellent energy to take up any type of new skill that you're passionate about and very interested in as well. This energy, like, that's what I feel like it's doing. Like, this energy is trying to show us like what it is that we're passionate about, like what it is that we are meant to do. Like, I feel like this energy is trying to wake us up to our purpose with the way that this trine and the other trine between the sun and the north node in earth signs are playing out. I feel like it's trying to inspire us and wake us up to our purpose. Whatever you are feeling passionate about in this energy, like, even if you feel like, oh, that's only for other people, it's not for me. No, the reason that you're passionate about it, that you feel drawn to it, that, it does something inside of you, that it shakes something up inside of you, is because there is an aspect of you that is meant to be doing that. And there's no reason to deny it or to say, no, like, it's not for me. Like, this is energy that is trying to show us what we have within us, even if we've denied it our whole lives, even if we've never wanted to look at it, even if we've never seen it, within ourselves. If there is a spark of something within us that is igniting in this energy, it needs to be given like a second look. Like, it needs to be sort of delved into, and we need to do what we can to really cultivate that and acknowledge it and recognize it and think about it maybe in another way. We also have Mercury about to go retrograde, you guys, and that is very important in terms of playing into this energy that we have going on now. This energy that we have going on today, Wednesday, Mercury is going to be going retrograde on the 9th, which is in 2 days from today. So on Friday, Mercury is stationed to go retrograde. What we are discovering about ourselves, the passions, the interests, what we're drawn to, what is clearing up for us now with this North Node Sun trine energy, is trying to show us where we're going, where we're headed, what we need to rediscover, what we need to dig a little deeper about, what we need to sort of reevaluate. Again, like I said, what is coming up within us, what is being sparked, what is being ignited within us. This Mercury retrograde period is all about rediscovering what we want. And it's going to be this process of us really reconsidering, what our potential is, like what our passions are, like what really inspires us, what gives us like pleasure and like makes our heart sing. You know what I mean? Like, that is what we are going to be rediscovering. And as a result of that, what we want, what we value, what we wish to create in terms of the relationship dynamics and our life going forward. But at this point in time, as we head into that energy, it's all about waking it up, like waking up the lion inside of us, you guys. So these two major trines today, absolutely, like, I feel like this is gorgeous, inspired energy. Like I said, the one in air signs, this is also likely to have people really speaking their mind and saying how they feel with the moon and Mercury in this facilitated energy together. Like, Mercury is what's coming out of our mouth, what we're saying, what we're talking about. The moon is our feelings. Speaking our feelings in a very assertive way. People really may be standing up for themselves, saying what's on their mind, not backing down, and not willing to like really accept less than what it is they feel they deserve in this energy as well, with the North Node also being the sign of Taurus, being trined by the sun. Whatever's happening on the ground in our lives today, whatever we're finding out, whatever we're saying, wherever we're putting our foot down, wherever we're standing up for ourselves, wherever we're asserting ourselves, wherever we are enthusiastically inspired, and whatever we are like gearing our attention or our focus to right now is significant in terms of actually after we go through this Mercury retrograde period, how things are going to be playing out moving forward. Like I said, also, like, we're excited about it. Like, this is sort of like a new experience for us also in one way or another. We have the sun today at 16 degrees of Virgo. That Sabian symbol is delighted children crowd around the orangutan cage in the zoo. And so there's something about this energy also, like what we're seeing, what we're perceiving, what we're saying, the epiphanies, the flashes of insight, something that is hitting us, that is showing us something new, that is sort of like, creating the sense of excitement and, something that is out of the ordinary, that we don't normally see all the time, and that is just sort of like a new experience for us. There's a very fresh energy that is coming through in this day. And it's not just because of the air sign. This is also like a fresh energy, like an invigorating mental energy. And there's just newness that is sort of woven throughout the symbolism and also the energy that is playing out in this day. We also might be receiving some information that is coming through. Messages could be coming through today. Like I said, like the missing piece of information, or something that just really, like, by us finding this out, this crucial piece of information just like really changes things for us and reinvigorates us also in some type of way. But it may be motivating some type of choice, Mars and Gemini, or some type of action, Mars right there as well. Universe facilitating fated alignments, divine timing, divine alignments all over this day, all over this chart. What are we feeling motivated by, inspired by, and passionate about? Like, that is what universe is really trying to show us today. Universe lighting a fire in our mind and our soul today. And what are we inspired to do? This is what we are meant to discover in this energy and awaken to. Uranus is actually also a few degrees off from the sun right now. This is a trine as well that is going to be building all week. And for our full moon, will actually, I believe the sun will be an exact trine to Uranus and the moon in sextile to Uranus for our full moon. So the rest of this week, you guys, heading through the full moon is really all about this awakening to that value, that potential within us. And it is starting now in this energy of this fire, mind, like fire, air, mind on fire energy that is really trying to uplift us, invigorate us, and show us what it is that lights us up inside, so that we can really like awaken to that and start like realigning our vibration internally in a way that is receptive to that embodiment of that experience as we are going forward. And, you know, this full moon is going to be talking about that as well. And we will get there, you guys, but it's interesting also because today we have the Earth at 16 degrees of Pisces, and that Sabian symbol is in the quiet of his study. A creative individual experiences the flow of inspiration, and that is like so much, you know, what this grand trine in air is also indicating today. And also with the sun in Virgo, like the quiet of his study. Although I doubt, honestly, that this is likely to be like a very quiet day. I feel like it's going to be very high strung, super busy, action oriented, very sharp, clear mind though, mind and emotions working together in this facilitated way. But this divine flow of inspiration is what is coming through, what we need to pay attention to, and really like the name of the game in terms of how this energy is playing out today. Mercury is going to be retrograding, like I said, and this is where we will be reevaluating on what we want and how to make our life reflect the passion and inspiration that we are discovering now. Another aspect of this energy that we have playing out in this grand trine is this is a very, very much a problem-solving energy as well, bringing random solutions. If you guys remember when we started our new moon in Virgo cycle, things may have been in a state of conflict. We had a square going on to Mars for our new moon in Virgo, and this is very much division, polarities, like some type of conflicts going on. But I was talking about in my September overview and also my new moon in Virgo how this month was really about bringing resolutions and rebalancing things to in terms of things that had been in a state of conflict or division or polarity or just unable to come together, some type of smooth resolution or reconciliation or just rebalancing going on somehow. And I feel like this is the energy where that is sort of really happening. This energy that we have coming in today, this grand trine in air signs, again, mind, emotions, and Mars and Gemini. It's like we are able to see so many options, so many alternatives, and like we're able to merge our mind and our emotions, like our intuition, to figure out which one of them is best. And then we're able to like actually, because of this fusion between the mind and the emotions and Mars going on as well, we're able to actually like take the proper action to get the result that we want. It's very like it's very effective, I guess I could say, how this energy is playing out today. Like this is a very effective recipe of energy for all of the things that I said this energy is trying to do for us today, for like showing us the truth about some things and bringing things together in a way that is realigning them to support our growth in some type of way, but helping us to come to a point where we're inspired to take some type of action, to make some type of action, to do something. But this is also energy, problem solving energy, bringing random solutions that may be hitting us, remedies, because again, of this mental emotional fusion and this ability to see the options and to make the correct intuitive like choice, right and left brain sort of working together, motivating, driving our choices and decisions in this energy. But Moon in Aquarius, this is also like flashes of insight hitting us like just totally out of nowhere, very psychic energy as well, epiphanies, downloads. But this is not like the water sign psychic energy where it's like the feeling. This is like the air sign psychic energy where it's like the knowing, like the download, like the flash of insight, like the epiphany, like this very like prophetic type of vibe energy. Also very, very telepathic. That's another thing maybe to pay attention to today, like reading somebody else's mind or thoughts, or knowing what somebody else is thinking and therefore knowing how to act accordingly is also very, very much a part of this energy. And that may be another feature of how this is all coming together today, this more like stronger ability to sort of like be able to pick up on that on like an energetic frequency based level, like the thoughts and the ideas and the like mental energy vibrations of like other people, and as a result, and also, you know, the emotions with the moon there as well, as a result have a more intuitive ability of what to say, what to act, how to act, what choice to make that will be in our best interest with this trine energy playing out. I love it. I love this energy today. And again, like all the clairs as well, clairsentient, clairaudient, clairvoyant, like these are like the strong air sign, like more just like telepathic, like prophetic type of psychic energy. There's lots of types of psychic energy, and the air and the water types are like both very, very powerful, but they're just different in the way that they like receive and pick up the information. And we're talking about the air vibe, like just knowing energy coming through today. But airwaves on fire for sure. Important news, information, messages relating to the direction of the future. And with Mercury and the South Node also being in the sextile today to the Sun, they could also be pertaining to the past, which may in turn impact something that is going on in terms of the direction that things are moving for the future. So an emphasis today on the future in the past, perhaps in terms of conversations, communication, news, information that is hitting us today as well. Good news though, like this to me is a day of like positive, good news for the most part, even perhaps like better than we expected. But like I said, faded conversations, meetings, and interactions, passionate arguments and disagreements may be a thing today as well. But whatever we are learning, whatever we are saying, whatever we are doing, whatever we are realizing today is significant and meant to occur. And it's to help us to understand and to see and to realize and to rediscover, which is what we're going to be doing over this next Mercury retrograde period as well, that gives the talent, the potential that we hold inside of us, the resources that we hold inside of us, and our ability, what we need to do to tap, cultivate those so that we can create a life that we really want for ourselves. This period of reevaluation in terms of what we really want and the types what we really value and the types of relationships that we want to carry on going forward. Let's talk about the rest of the Sabian symbols today that I wanted to bring up. We already talked about the position of the sun and the earth, about this just this with the sun today, it's almost like just new experiences, like this fresh energy, like something new, something different that we are gaining a perception of, and it's really inspiring us in one way or another. We also have Mercury and Mars in the trine today, Mercury at 9 degrees of Libra. That Sabian symbol is 3 old masters hanging in a special room in an art gallery, and Mars is at 11 degrees of Gemini. Newly opened lands offer the pioneer new opportunities for experience. There's also Mars today at a degree talking about, you know, this fresh experience. Newly opened lands offer the pioneer fresh opportunities for experience. That is really like quintessential of sort of like where we're at collectively right now in our transition into the age of Aquarius, that degree 11 Gemini where Mars is today. But I feel like those 2 degrees in combination, it's like what talents and gifts within us are seeking development and expression at this time, and how does that bring the potential for these totally new opportunities to our lives and these totally new experiences. I feel like this is very much a process of us recreating ourselves in alignment with our authentic truth and our higher potential and activating destiny. This whole year, you guys, as we are transitioning into the age of Aquarius through this 222 year, is very much about activating destiny, because that is really what is necessary at this point in time in order to create the age of Aquarius, which is the next step in the galactic blueprint. Like, that is what is unfolding right now, and we are in a dissolving of the matrix and the power and control dynamics and the systems of the past, where we surrendered our power to a hierarchy. And this is a period of time where we are lighting and igniting the spark within us and all coming back into a place of self-mastery and self-empowerment, where we are in recognition of like our purpose and what we're here to do and what we're here to serve. And therefore we are able to do that. And as a result of that, we are able to attract and magnetize and experience a life that is really fulfilling to us on that soul purpose as well. So we are all creating like our individual golden age, which extrapolates out as we are heading into this age of Aquarius. And this is the process of that taking place. And of course, this is a 2,000-year process, you guys. This is not happening overnight. This is happening, one by one, and everybody's on a different timeline, and a lot of people are going to be doing this a lot sooner than a lot of other people, but eventually, in the bigger picture, in the grand scheme of things, this is where this is going, and this is the nature of this incoming paradigm that we are in right now, that we are like dipping our toe into. And that is why we're talking about this stuff, you guys, every day. We are navigating the shift of the ages and narrating alongside of it. And then finally, the position of the nodes today at 16 degrees of Taurus and Scorpio, the North Node in the trine to the Sun today. An old teacher fails to interest his students in traditional knowledge. It's funny because, the North Node and the Sun are in that trine today, and the North Node is talking about an old teacher fails to interest his students in traditional knowledge, but the Sun is a delighted children crowd around the orangutan cage in the zoo. It's like, yes, because we want something new. We want something different. Like, we are done with the curriculum of the past at this point in time. It's no longer serving us. We need new experiences that are expanding our mind and showing us something different. And then the position of the South Node right now at 16 degrees of Scorpio, that Sabian symbol is a girl's face breaking into a smile. So we are leaving behind that which didn't make us happy. And throughout this Mercury retrograde period, that's what we are trying to discover. That which makes us happy. What is it that truly makes me happy? What do I truly desire? What do I really want? And what really genuinely gives me pleasure? What type of relationship dynamics do I really truly want to have? Like, this is the type of stuff that is going to be coming through in the major themes and highlights heading throughout this next couple weeks. And it's being indicated, foreshadowed in our chart for today. So we are foreshadowing the Mercury retrograde period today, and what we are being inspired by, what we are passionate about in this energy is what we need to really reevaluate and reconsider, because there could be some lost opportunities coming back. We are recreating ourselves, and it's a whole new frontier out there, you guys, and we are a pioneer of a new reality. So let us now talk about the tarot cards that came out with the astrology today. We got an interesting message coming out in terms of the cards today. We got the Tower in reverse. This to me is indicating the positive changes that are happening to sort of put things back together. Like the Tower card, this is a card about major changes, major upheavals, things falling apart. Ultimately, for the purpose of like realigning things in a way that is necessary somehow. But with the Tower in reverse, I feel like this is sort of changes still happening, upheaval still happening, like this Uranus energy still in effect, but in a way that is actually like restoring things and putting things back together into a proper alignment. The Tower in reverse also can have to do with like internalized shifts and awakening that is really happening like within us, and Uranus is retrograde right now as well. But we got the Tower in reverse, and then we got the Nine of Pentacles. This is the self-made woman. This is self-actualization energy. And then we got the Four of Pentacles in reverse. This is a need to surrender or to let go of something. And then we got death on the reverse in the back. And to me, this is actually talking about a rebirth. When we have death in reverse, I feel like this is talking about a process of rebirth. And then under that, we had the Fool, a new journey. So I feel like ultimately, like what all these cards are saying together, positive changes are happening to put us back together and show us our strengths and our potential and our purpose as well. And we have to let go of our desire to control outcomes, to control the transformative process and the way that things are going at this point in time. We have to surrender to this rebirth that is underway, because we're really about to launch off on this new journey that is reinvigorating us. Again, this word that keeps coming up in this energy today. We're about to head off on a new journey in a new direction, but we have to surrender to this process of transformation that is going on right now in order to get there. To me, is what these cards are saying. Like, this is saying, like, with the Tower in reverse, like these changes that are happening actually to restore us, right? This is what I've been talking about. Restore us to this place of self-actualization, recognizing the gifts, the talent, the potential, the resources that we hold inside of us, and teaching us. Like, to me, this Nine of Pentacles card, this is like the North Node in Taurus. Like, this is like the lesson of the North Node in Taurus, is to learn how to use what we have to create abundance and stability in our physical world. And I feel like, these two cards are talking about positive shakeups or realignments that are underway, but ultimately for the purpose of showing us that, reuniting us with that, helping us to rediscover that during the Mercury retrograde period. And then, the Four of Pentacles in reverse, we need to surrender something, we need to let something go. And with death in reverse, I feel like what we need to let go, like I said, is the need to control the outcome of the transformative process. This is surrendering to the rebirth that is underway right now, because it is bringing us back to the beginning, essentially. It is resetting things. It's rebalancing the scales. It's giving us a new opportunity to like start fresh and start again from that place of true recognition and self-actualization. And that is what the push is all about right now. Anyways, you guys, as we are heading through this energy and heading throughout the rest of this year, because, in a transition of ages, we can't so much rely on the external power structures and the external matrix and the external support systems of the past anymore to, be there to meet our needs and take care of ourselves. Like, we are likely heading towards a period of some, pretty significant upheavals in terms of the way that we are used to things generally operating. And as a result of that, like, it's very, very important that we understand ourselves, that we know ourselves, that we know our strengths, that we know our weaknesses, that we are developing our abilities, that we have something to contribute, that we know how to, be more self-sufficient or more resourceful, even just in little ways, or that we, know how to use what we have inside of us to provide something, to serve something that can benefit us in reciprocity as well in some type of way. This is all about the give and the take. And that's what the sign of Aquarius really ultimately is about too. It's about, yes, recognizing the uniqueness, recognizing the individualism, recognizing the eccentricity, or eccentricity and what makes us like different, right? But that is for the purpose of being able to come to a point of cultivating that potential and like packaging that in a way that can be served to the greater whole, to the greater good. Aquarius very much represents like the individual, but in the context of the overall whole. What is our little individual piece, and how does it fit into and benefit the overall whole? And that is really what this whole everything in experience, energy, the shifts going on the like electromagnetic energetic level, like that is what we are awakening to at this point in time. And it's just what it is. So let's grab a synchronicity card now and see if there's one more bit of advice that God, universe, spirit has for us as we are navigating this very inspiring energy today. Let's see here. What do we need to know? We've had a couple that acting like they want to come out, but not one specifically yet. What's it going to be? There's one. It says, you can only change yourself. Let your light so shine before men that they may see your good work and glorify your Father which is in heaven. Matthew 5:16. Be an example for others. You cannot change others' behavior any other way except to show by good example what sort of things a good life can bring one. Forgive them for their failures, forgive them for their words, love them, and by your example, show them the way. This is the only way except to pray for them, to know, and to follow your example. So this is our advice. This is our guidance in this energy today. You cannot change another. And honestly, you guys, with Mars in Gemini and this grand trine and air signs, there is no point in fight. Like, agreeing to disagree is really like the best way to go about this energy today. And right, we should not be trying to, use this energy externally. Like, this is energy where we are making changes within our own selves that are like extrapolating outwards into changing our actions, changing our behaviors physically. This is not about us, coming to some revelation and saying, I'm going to apply this now, this insight that I've come to other people. Like, that's not how we want to use this energy, but we are definitely using it to change ourselves. And with the moon, Mars, and Mercury in the trine today in air signs, we are definitely changing ourselves in this energy. So that's what I have to say today, you guys. I hope you liked it. I hope I was able to provide something for you that can give you just a little bit of whatever you're needing as you're navigating this energy today. If you guys did like it, please give me a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, share it with your friends if you think that they would be interested in this kind of astrology content too. Leave me comments, you guys. I love your comments. So grateful for each and every one of you. I really appreciate your feedback. Thank you so much for being here. I have a Facebook page, a Facebook group, a website, and some other social medias in my description box below. And come back with me tomorrow, you guys. We will have more energy to talk about. We have Mercury retrograde coming up. We have the full moon coming up. We're going to get into it. So I'll be here. You should be here too. You don't want to miss it. And I will see you then. Everybody have a beautiful day of trines. And until next time, bye, guys.